Stereotypes she often witnessed along the way.
To deal with what I consider another level of stereotypes is putting me and my race back where we were like 100 years ago.
She earned 2 Emmys portraying a former slave in the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman. Her role in Roots.
It will give him a very good life.
In later years, in The Help.
You gotta ask yourself this question. Am I gonna believe all them bad things that fools say about me today? All right.
Persevering and breaking barriers.
There were so many issues that I felt that I had to address. And I used my career as my platform.
At 88 years old, winning a Tony for her Broadway performance in The Trip to Bountiful.
This is my story, and this is my song.
And in her final interview just this week with Kelly and Ryan, before we learned of her death, her strength on full display once again.
I never really worked for money. I worked because there were certain issues that I wished to address about myself and my race as a Black woman.
So many gifts she gave us, including those words, just this week. Good night.
Now, WBRZ News 2 at 6.
First here on the news at 6 o'clock, the Public Service Commission's demanding answers from Entergy after a series of Two on Your Side reports.
It is over complaints about sky-high electric bills and new meters. Here's Brittany Weiss.
The Public Service Commission has a few theories, and it's asking Entergy for a detailed report about these recent bill spikes.
Just like we have, the Public Service Commission has been getting calls from Entergy customers regarding large bills. And Commissioner Craig Green says the PSC is looking into them.
Was it a shift from the analog meters to the digital, and now they're reading more accurately? Is it that it's been a colder winter?
Green believes the spike in bills is likely linked to usage, but the PSC is making sure there's not a glitch in the transition from old meters to new ones. The PSC has asked Entergy to dive deeper into what's happening.
We've asked Entergy to give us a report, and then we're going to scrutinize that report. And look, I believe good governance is transparency and accountability. So we just want to do the math and see if there's any problems, or does it make sense?
It's nothing different that we have done.
This week, Two on Your Side has spoken with Entergy customers about their concerns. Willie Mae Hall says her Entergy meter was replaced last month, and this month she got an electric bill for $381.
It can't be right. We don't really run heat that much, and it's crazy. Like, we never, normally my bill for the wintertime, it's like right at $200. For it to go up to $380, that's crazy.
January 2020.
Deanna Charette says her bill really took her by surprise, too.
My bill was for $344 and some odd cents.
That's a number double what she's used to, and her neighbors are in the same boat.
I've noticed talking to people in the subdivision via Facebook groups and other things like that, that everything has jumped for this month.
Entergy told Two on Your Side earlier this week that the weather has something to do with the higher bills.
Customers are seeing higher usage on their January bills due to the really cold temperatures in December.
The company has been installing the new advanced meters at homes and businesses since 2018. Entergy says they provide a more accurate reading, which is why the PSC is taking a closer look at that meter transition.
Entergy says if a customer had an older analog meter prior to receiving their new advanced meter, there is a possibility that their older meter was reading under the actual usage. Again, if you think you have an issue with your bill, call 1-800-ENTERGY. Sylvia?
Brittany, thank you. A Livingston Parish judge denied bail for a former teacher accused of sex crimes with kids.
We learned Cynthia Perkins is beginning to flip on her ex-husband, former Sheriff's Deputy Dennis Perkins. Chris Nakamoto has the latest on this case, why prosecutors still worried about this couple.
Michael, Sylvia, Cynthia's dad tried to paint her as a good person in court, saying if she's let out, he would make sure she never went around minors. A judge didn't buy it. Cynthia Perkins was barely recognizable Friday, her once bleach blonde hair visibly grown out. Perkins, clad in prison tan, is being housed in Concordia Parish.
The judge denied our motion. We're very disappointed about that. I mean, the question is she a flight risk? She's not. Is she a danger to the community? She's not. Conditions can be set to monitor her. We're very disappointed that the judge denied our motion today.
Paul Woody Scott is Perkins' lawyer. Cynthia and her husband Dennis were arrested in 2019. The pair accused of raping kids, filming it, and serving semen-contaminated sweets to her class in Livingston Parish. Prosecutors with the state attorney general's office declined to do an on-camera interview, but in court they told the judge, based off of the evidence and videos that they've seen, Cynthia Perkins is definitely a threat to the community, and the only place for her is behind iron bars. Tonight we're beginning to see what her defense might be. Cynthia already has divorced her former deputy husband, Denny, and now is turning on him.
I'm not saying she's an angel. I am saying she's not the monster. Denny Perkins is the monster. That will be played out in court. That story will be told. The evidence suggests that. The evidence shows that. And as that evidence comes out, that's going to be told.
Now, Cynthia is due back in court next month. The trial date is scheduled for both Dennis and Cynthia this summer. We're told both of them will be tried together. Michael?
Chris Nakamoto in studio tonight. Chris, thank you. Well, tonight, very special for our WBRZ family. Pat's delivering his final forecast just a few minutes from now.
We are celebrating his impressive legacy next at 6.
Pat the Weatherman, signing off from forecasting.
Pat, congratulations on your retirement. You've been awesome for our community. You're a living icon. We know you're not really going away. You're just about to get busier with a lot of other good things. You're the guy who always lives on the sunny side of the mountain. God bless you, Pat, and congratulations.
Dinner with the Drakes tonight? Alexa, ask Buick to start my Encore GX. 4 fillets.
You know this dinner's for their
kids. Thanks for watching them.
Where's the pizza?
The Buick Encore GX. Get this low-mileage lease on this 2021 Buick Encore GX for around $189 per month. See your Bayou Buick dealer.
I decided, I said, I need to go get scanned for lung cancer. I got the call on a Monday, and they wanted me to come in Wednesday. I said, oh, this is not good. The early detection is absolutely critical. I was just glad that we caught it in time. The staff at Marybury Perkins Our Lady of the Lake Cancer Center really care about you. I just can't say enough about them. I really couldn't ask for any more.
You're watching WBRZ News 2 at 6.
Today is very, very special here at WBRZ.
Absolutely. Not only Pat about to give his final forecast, but today will now be known as Pat Shingleton Day after the mayor issued a city proclamation in Pat's honor.
Celebrating Pat Shingleton for 40 years of service as an extraordinary weather forecaster and beloved public figure in the city of Baton Rouge and East Baton Rouge Parish.
So how cool is that? You can now mark your calendars. January the 29th is Pat Shingleton Day, this brand new holiday.
Do we get a paid day off for that?
We should. That's a great point.
As we've been telling you, Pat will retire from delivering the nightly weather forecast to spend more time with his family, and maybe you can hear the littlest one. He will remain at WBRZ, though, where he will continue his community service initiatives. We will have much more to share about Pat coming up in just a few minutes.
Pat the Weatherman, signing off from forecasting.
Pat, thanks so much for coming to South Louisiana all those many years ago. You fell in love with us, and we sure did fall in love with you. And the weather forecast for this next exciting chapter of your life: chance of rain, never.
I love shoes. You find them in the store, you know, they like call you, but they hurt. The best ones hurt the worst. And you're walking around going, I don't want anyone to know that I'm not happy. Stuck in the arch supports, and I felt so much better. I'd say Good Feet helped with all of my great shoes. They turned out to be something that actually works for me. My name is Ava, and that's my Good Feet story.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
At Go Auto, we know car insurance can be expensive. The good news is, it doesn't have to be. Go Auto helps you save more money on car insurance. How do we do it? Well, that's easy. We have no commission agents, no expensive add-ons, low down payments. You can customize your payment plan, and you choose your payment date. We've just lowered rates in your area, so call, click, come by, or download our free app to get your quote and start saving today.
Ready, set, go, 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 go Auto.
No one gets results like Nakamoto. Just ask a district judge who resigned her seat on the bench after he broke the story about her racist texts.
He is called out for what he is. Dirty cop, thug.
Or you can ask the Southern University band director who pled guilty after Nakamoto uncovered his kickback schemes, and the Baton Rouge police officer who quit the force after Nakamoto exposed his racist post.
His resignation was best.
Nakamoto gets results. WBRZ News 2. We cover more news, period.
Ask the important questions when choosing a lawyer. I'm attorney Peyton Murphy. Visit murphylawfirm.com or call me at 928-8800.
This segment of WBRZ News 2 is brought to you by Peyton Murphy of Murphy Law Firm Injury Attorneys. Now, weather with Pat Shingleton and Chief Meteorologist Dr. Josh Eaches.
And it's a pleasure, and truly a pleasure, folks. We could have done a nationwide search to find somebody to direct your weather from this weather department. There's nobody better, no one. What a great meteorologist and a great fellow and a great friend. Gives me great pleasure to pass the baton here over to my good buddy Josh Eaches. That's it, Josh. It's all yours, pal.
Pat, thanks very much. I'm gonna respond kindly to that in a few moments, if you don't mind. Let's do a little weather though to take care of that on this 6 o'clock broadcast leading into a weekend in the Baton Rouge area, which we could have some showers around, but fortunately a lot of them occur at night. Now, as we head into this overnight, it's 56 degrees. It's mainly clear. Winds out of the south at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. We do have a couple of high clouds getting into the mix. That will gradually increase overnight tonight and tomorrow morning. Some showers showing up in the Dallas-Fort Worth metro and across the Red River into southern Oklahoma, but it's going to be difficult for us to see many showers develop in our area tonight. We're mainly dry and we're warmer than what we woke up to this morning, starting off in the mid to upper 40s. Notice these south winds into tomorrow really going to boost those temperatures into the upper 60s and lower 70s as that Gulf air mass comes inland. Maybe a shower or two, but really the bulk of the rain is holding off until a cold front comes in from the west, moving into Saturday night and Sunday morning. So scattered showers there, rumble of thunder possible, no severe weather is expected. And the good news is, as far as the timing of this rain goes, most of it is at night. So both the daylight hours of Saturday and Sunday look to be in pretty good shape. We'll wrap up the weekend on a nice note with temperatures a little cooler in the mid to upper 60s, light breeze out there as well. Starting the new week on a quiet and cool note. There's your 7-day forecast. Does show us 58 degrees on Monday, then 35 into Tuesday. We move into Groundhog Day at 59 degrees. Wednesday, 65 and partly sunny. Watching a storm system at the end of next week that could bring us a couple of days of rain and then potentially some much cooler weather on the other side of that. We'll keep an eye on it into next weekend. Myself and the rest of the team will be watching for you. Now, to what today is really about. It's the end of an era here at Channel 2. Pat Shingleton is a Baton Rouge institution. Period. The name, the accomplishments, the community service, and the things, Pat, you've done to better this city are going to live long into the future. 7 years ago, I had given up on myself and this profession. I was going to take a part-time teaching job when y'all called me to WBRZ. Pat, I knew from the first handshake that you were the guy. Since 2013, we've gotten each other through a lot of storms. Not all of them were related to the weather. Having lost both my dad and my stepdad before the age of 25, Pat, you've been a father figure to me for the last several years. It's a motivational presence that's really important to a young guy just getting his career started. You taught me so much about how TV news works, and I promise I'm going to take that knowledge and bring the most accurate, well-communicated weather forecast I can possibly deliver every day, every show. After all, those who spent so much time watching you and Channel 2 over the years deserve nothing less. Pat, I'm not taking on the impossible role of filling your shoes. I'm just hoping to make my own set of footprints down the bayou, as they say. Pat, thanks for always believing in this humble kid from a loud city, and this certainly isn't goodbye for us. Really, it's a reservation. I'll see you on the first tee.
Okay. Thank you, Josh. You summed it all up, but I mean, you just have so much to bring to our viewers in many, many months and years to come. And the team that he has incorporated with Jake and Marissa, marvelous, marvelous, marvelous kids. I call them kids. We call them kids, don't we, Josh?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
But, you know, as I mentioned before, there's nobody better that is going to be able to drive this ship better than Josh Aegis. And we have a lot in common, from the great state of Pennsylvania to the great state of Louisiana. And yes, there's going to be many a member guest over there at Baton Rouge Country Club, and you're my guy. And
Thanks,
as far
Pat.
as the member, I'm not taking Mike.
All right. Thanks, Pat, very
Thank you,
much.
bud. I
Love
love
you,
you.
and we'll be right back with a lot more.
Thank you.
Pat the Weatherman, signing off from forecasting.
Pat, you are a legend, an inspiration, and a universally respected television personality and community icon. For 4 decades, you have promoted charitable projects through effective leadership, tireless spirit, characteristic Irish charm, and revered occasional blarney. Your deep faith, true compassion, warm smile, and boundless energy have touched hearts and changed lives. Thank you, dear brother and friend.
It's not your everyday sale at Home Furniture. It's our store-wide sale and clearance. Save on furniture for every room. Save on mattresses in every size. Save on everything. Elegant accent chair, $3.99. Popular queen bed, $1.99. Get the whole bedroom for just $7.99. Huge reclining sofa, $7.99. Plus America's best financing with no money down and no interest for up to 60 months. And complete delivery and setup. So get in or lose out. The store-wide sale and clearance on now at Home Furniture, plus bedding.
If you're looking for a big deal on an SUV, now is the time to check out Honda. Because for the first time ever, Honda is offering well-qualified buyers 0% APR financing on Honda SUVs, crossovers, and more. That means HRV, the Honda CRV, and the American-built Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. So don't wait. There's never been a better time to buy a Honda than now. For details, visit LouisianaHondaDealers.com.
Style, performance, power, pancake, turtleneck sweater, Worcestershire, or Shire, I guess. It doesn't matter what I say, the Camry speaks for itself.
Get $1,250 customer cash, or qualified lessees can lease a new 2021 Camry LE for only $229 a month. Hurry in today. Toyota, let's go places.
My name is Pat Shingleton. I'm the weathercaster with WBRZ Channel 2, the ABC affiliate here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Every great story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Well, the end's usually the toughest part to write, in that it has to bring some finality to the overall body of work. Pat's body of work at WBRZ spans 39 years, 3 months, and now 4 days. Tens of thousands of forecasts, millions of dollars raised for charities, countless smiles, jokes, and so many lives touched. Well, tonight we reflect on what you might not know about Pat, how this journey began, and how he's accomplished his daily mission of one good deed. But let's have some fun. This story begins in 1977. Plaid was in, sport coat lapels were massive. Star Wars had just debuted, Dancing Queen was atop the charts, and an unknown 27-year-old from western Pennsylvania, a Yankee as many people refer to him as, pulled into town to start what he assumed to be a short-lived stint in the Bayou State.
That's the end of summer. The autumn leaves are falling. It looks like a beautiful, beautiful weekend, especially for football.
His forecasts were wild and hilarious when the weather was nice, creative and informative when it wasn't. And he often showcased a theme of the day with these elaborate costumes.
All right, happy St. Patty's Day to you today. Hey, here's that 10 o'clock forecast for you.
For better or worse, he was the talk of the town, so much so a consulting firm's market research revealed what viewers in South Louisiana thought about Pat. He is crazy. He makes you enjoy the weather, whether it's good or bad. And how about this? What an old yo-yo. But I tell you what, I bet a lot of people watch him. And then in February of 1979, Pat married the love of his life, Maven Keene. That first stitch into the fabric of what has held this boisterous personality in Baton Rouge ever since. But just months later, opportunity came a-knocking, and Pat ran just right toward it.
Pat Shingle.
The chance to check off another career benchmark he believed at that time was paramount, returning to his hometown of Pittsburgh.
It is lousy outside, but the weather in here is absolutely delightful.
That's the way. I like it. That particular system is continuing to edge its way across the Keystone State.
It looks like...
But while the paycheck was in Pittsburgh, you can see Maven there at the bar. His heart was still in Baton Rouge. October 1981, Pat returned and launched a game show called We Play Baton Rouge. It debuted on a Saturday afternoon on WBRZ TV2 in front of a live studio audience. It was that freedom to think big and act bold that brought Pat a whole new level of excitement. More than 100 episodes ordered. WBRZ and the Manship family said yes to this. Yes to that. That's Hotline After Dark, a live late-night talk show.
The meteorite that you find in your yard. On Sports Talk, we always welcome Gus Piazza.
But they didn't always say yes, good job, when Pat, amongst others, would push the limits of what can be said and done on broadcast TV.
You hear that, Pat? Warmer in here than in
I heard that, Terry. I'm coming, Tanya.
Back to you guys.
Here we go.
Here we go. Ready, Pat? This is for you, buddy.
All right.
Oh, I missed it. Here's one for you, Pat. Here's one, buddy. Here goes.
What a shot, Terry. If you're wondering what I am going to be doing tonight, well, you guys, I'm going to the pageant here. Absolutely superb. Right off the bat.
The 80s also brought babies and more concentration on charities and giving back to Baton Rouge. The first Wearing of the Green Parade rolled in 1986. With Maven's direction, Pat's Coats for Kids launched 2 years later in '88, and ultimately fill a prescription for the needy.
We're standing here in what we call the house that Pat built.
Over the years, millions of dollars raised, all while his dedication to bringing you the daily forecast never faltered. 35,000 forecasts, more than 550 named storms during hurricane seasons. He's gotten us through the big ones with that fatherly sense of comfort and reassurance that we'll get through this.
It basically comes from what I consider the primary institution of family. Mom would always send us out the door and say, you boys make sure you do a good deed today.
Pat's WBRZ story had the beginning, the middle, and now the end. So tonight we celebrate the end of an era and the beginning of another. The Wearing of the Green Parade will continue to roll. Prescriptions will continue to be filled. Kids will continue to get coats. And the show here at WBRZ, it will go on.
Entertainment and information. I guess that best describes my weather presentation.
People's what television is all about. They're either watching it, they're participating in it, or they're working in it. Until then, Pat Shingleton saying, no matter what game you're playing, you play it the best you can. Bye-bye for now.
So, Pat, wow, right?
You the man.
This morning I heard you on the radio on Jim Inkster's show, and it was just awesome hearing all of the viewers, I'll call them fans, just giving you well wishes and telling you how much they loved you. And in fact, I got a special call from one of your biggest fans this morning, my mother-in-law, Miss Clara, who wanted you to know that, like so many people in our area who watch you and have watched you for years, she has loved you from the very first day you signed on to WBRZ. She says she's going to miss your forecast and especially miss you wishing her happy birthday every year.
Yes, we did it every year. That's September 21st.
No, that's my birthday.
We love it. I called her Aunt Clara, Miss Clara.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Sylvia, thank you. We've kind of complimented each other on all these projects. You've always been there for me. Thank you.
You've led by example. I'm just trying to follow in your footsteps, Pat.
You know, you have the touch as well. Lots of heartbeats.
Thank you, Pat. We love you.
Love you too.
I feel like we're the lucky ones. I still get to see you whenever I want.
Yes.
But just please call first before showing up, okay? Promise?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, Mike, thank you for that.
Yeah. It was fun to put together.
Heck of a job there. Now I know why Pat was so always disappointed in my delivery when I first started, because he was so good. I hadn't seen all the clips. Pat, just like everyone else has said, you know, I mean, you've been their weatherman for most of their lives, and you've been the one consistent person on air since I started here back in 1997.
Wow.
I thought about that last night. You know, thank you for molding me. Thank you more, though, for your charity for this city. Clearly, it's unparalleled. And I know this isn't as much a retirement as a refocus. I know you'll dedicate your energies to Christ and your family like you always have.
Yes, thank you.
And, you know, for all the sports guys that you've loved and loathed, you know, we pitched in. I got a little help from the guys. Got a little help from the
40. I love it. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah. Greg Stringfellow and Scott Woodward helped out there. And Pat,
that's great.
You know I'm always good for a club sandwich and a.
Yes, you know me.
You love the brown bottle, I know.
That sure is good.
Slant you, buddy.
Yeah. And Mike, when we have one, I don't want you.
Let's hang tight on that.
Nah, send those. Sylvia, open up one of those.
Oh yeah, no.
This is great. Thank you, Michael. Sylvia, you got. You know, it's just a great family. You know, it starts from the top, and I'll talk a little bit about that later. But what a moment.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pat.
Everybody thanks.
We'll have his final salute after this break.
Pat the Weatherman, signing off from forecasting.
Hey, Patty boy, I'm gonna miss seeing you on TV, but congrats on your retirement. And thanks for the many years of friendship. It has truly meant the world to me. Anyway, I love you, and I hope to see you soon.
When it comes to safety, who has more 2020 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winning vehicles? More than Toyota, Honda, and Hyundai combined? Subaru. When it comes to longevity, who has the highest percentage of its vehicles still on the road today? Subaru. And when it comes to brand loyalty, who does J.D. Power rank #1 in the automotive industry for 2 years running? Subaru. It's easy to love a car you can trust. It's easy to love a Subaru.
Right now, get 0% APR financing for 63 months on the 2021 Subaru Outback.
At Lane OBGYN, you'll find doctors and nurses you trust and believe in, helping moms on a miraculous 40-week journey to help bring babies safely into the world, carefully monitoring each milestone of every pregnancy, teaching, caring, encouraging. A team dedicated to serving you. Doctors focused on you and your family. Lane OBGYN. Care you can count on.
Your first debut, isn't it? This is baby Nora. Boy, what incredible anchor teams I have enjoyed to be a part of. Sylvia, once again, thank you for your support. Mike, for the marvelous testimonies you produced. Mike Cauble. You know, Mike Cauble, during those times of rough weather, you grabbed your sports camera and assisted. Thanks to Chris Nakamoto and Brittany Weiss, my dear friend John Pasterek. And what an excellent selection in our new Director of News. Give him a round of applause right there, Trey Schmaltz. So many great anchors, John Mahaffey and Annie Klesse and Margaret Lawhon, Mike Rhodes, Ed Buggs, Jay Young, Jay Townsend, Brenda Hodge, and of course my buddy Terry Burhans. You start naming names and you miss a few. Folks, thanks so much for letting me come into your home with a forecast. And please accept my sincere apology if I offended anyone along the way. So many accolades extended to me today, tonight, and in times past. As the weatherman here at WBRZ for these many years, it was just that. A man advancing the weather in a way that may have been informative and may have been entertaining, like Sinatra. I did it my way. But anyway, that weather segment for me was a vehicle for more messages as I take inventory of the past and all those that have helped me be better. Thank you. The many people behind the scenes, photogs, directors, producers, the assignment desk. For me, they are front and center and embrace the scene, like my buddies Ed Ball and also Luke Johnson. Many years ago, my wife Maven and I talked about this concept. God gives us a certain number of heartbeats. They can be used in anger, retaliation, hatred, or they can be used in assistance, patience, understanding, or even laughter. She said, these are your God-given heartbeats. Use them as you desire. So in a lot of ways, hopefully I did. My brother Kevin is in the studio tonight, and as we've mentioned before, Mom always advanced that message from Grandma Shirley, sending us out the door to school. You boys do a good deed today. Just one deed per day sends us doing many deeds without even knowing we're doing them. Another friend, Andy Zell, years ago said, hey, it's truly God working in your life. Possibly some serendipity. Unexplained, but just all for the betterment. Most importantly, when somebody asks you to assist or accomplish something, we give them a response. We say yes, no, maybe, or hey, I'll think about it. How do we respond? If there is or was success in Pat's Coats for Kids, it's because somebody asked me to do it. Asking you shall receive, and seeking you shall find, and knock, that door will be open unto you. And in that project, it was Maven, Frank Keene, and John Spain. And if there is a designation of success and fill a prescription for the needy, it's because Father Mike Maroney and Dr. Redfield Bryan encouraged me to get involved with Michael Acaldo at the St. Vincent de Paul Community Pharmacy. The late Pat Screen suggested, Pat, you need to do something for the patron saint of Ireland and the Irish contribution to our city, the Irish Channel, Louisiana, and the parade. They have asked, I responded to the best of my ability. I have been blessed with 3 families. The Shingleton Price family of Western Pennsylvania, the Shingleton Keene family here in South Louisiana, and the Manship WBRZ family. The Shingleton Price family instilled in us and me prayer, work, study, physical exercise, eating, and sleep, which we believe the Holy Spirit has taught us to be correct. The Shingleton Keene family is a recognition of her dad, Frank Chager Keene, and the family and the importance of this community. But mostly Maven, blessing me with patience in my work, support, especially in those overnight stormy nights when I was here, she was at home with candles and flashlights. Unconditional support of a multitude of projects and a marvelous family in Mike and Brittany and Spence and Katie Maxey, and of course Nora. Can you say hi? Most importantly today, it's the Manship WBRZ family. Gosh, what the late Doug Manship championed and embraced for our community and our town. Advanced with Richard, Doug Jr., David, Dinah, and now Jake and Hunter. And look what we do for our community, a powerhouse to advance this message. I often mention that whether it was needed assistance to rebuild a weather center, an idea to advance our community interests, he never told me no. He sometimes told me, don't do it again, but he never told me no. The he is Richard Manship. Another example of what one family can do for a community. So as the weather door closes, thank you for letting me come into your home with maybe a good forecast and maybe a smile or maybe a roll of the eyes. The project folders stay open with Coats for Kids and fill a prescription, and that was constructed by my friend Rocky Dabbable. We worked together on many projects, from WeatherNet and encouraging pharmacies to embrace fill a prescription, to advancing Coats for Kids to a 501c3 with my friend Ralph Bender and our board of directors. Also here tonight are many of our colleagues from the Eyewitness News days, now to refer to themselves as Eyewitness Heaven. John Pastrick, Rod McKee. I guess we're the only remaining members back from those days. Thank you to all that have helped me, as I personally thank them and will do so in days to come. And so as the countdown continues, my sincere appreciation for the salutes, the gifts, the messages, the calls. And to our viewers, thanks for letting me be a part of your day. Back to the part about that inventory. My kids will often ask for a story, and I can tell them sometimes 2 or 3 or more before we get around the original story. But this story here will be in print. Stay well. Peace be with you, and good night. Say bye-bye.
Try before you buy at Price LeBlanc Toyota. If you're headed out of town or your car's in the shop, you can rent from Price LeBlanc. Looking to purchase a new Toyota? Every new Toyota's on sale now.
That's Price LeBlanc Toyota, darling.
Classic Hits 103.3, played in the 70s, 80s, and now the 90s. Baton Rouge's greatest hit station is Classic Hits 103.3.
We now join programming already in progress.
Worth $1,000.